Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. I'm messing up part of it. Somebody emailed me, Ciro saying his name. I'm pretty confident he said Ciro. I don't remember how he said the last name. I'll have to look it up again. If you want to find more stuff by this person, there's llewellyn.com. Feel free to check that out if you'd like to. Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Gotta love the Sandra Ann Taylor. Website in the back is hayhouse.radio.com, I believe. There's websites on the inside here. I'll show you that really quick. If you want to check those out, feel free to freeze frame and check out whatever you want to check out. Okay. What do we have for Aquarius? Okay, let me put them all down first because this feels like it's going to be a bit. You got some really strong cards. You got the World, and you got Judgment right off the bat. You've got some really strong cards. That's not bad. It's just like really okay. Put this down. I'm like really. What do I have to do to make this happen? I'm getting that. What do I have to do to make this? A lot coming in. So you got the Death card, and then the World card comes later. So the best I can say is for example, we're going to make this a house analogy. It can be a lot of different things. But it's kind of like if there's a certain house you want or a certain type of house, it's already on the market. You're just about to find out that it's on the market. If we're going to do romance, if we want to go that route, maybe there's a specific person, could be, or there's a type of person you're looking for. They're already single, you just don't know it yet. Something like that. It's like the process has already started. The ending already happened. You just haven't gotten word of it. When the World comes forward, that's when you get word, because that's judgment in your favor. And there's an offer coming your way, a very strong offer. It is a bit... I'm going to say that there's going to be some calamity with this. It's not going to be smooth. No, it's not going to be smooth. I almost feel like... I'm just seeing I don't know, I thought this could be an Aquarius quote, but maybe I'm wrong, but since when is life smooth? I almost feel like that coming out, like somebody sarcastically saying that, oh, life is smooth for you? Oh, that's nice. I don't know what that's about. I haven't experienced that. I don't know, is that true for Aquarius? I don't know. I mean, you all say what you want to say. You guys are very creative with your words, but I'm getting oh, smooth? What's this smooth thing you're talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. It's kind of it's the omelet analogy. You want to make an omelet, you got to break some expensive eggs, apparently, nowadays. Yeah. I'm also seeing ostrich eggs. Why? No idea. But it's kind of I'm not going to stick my head in the sand over this. Yeah, you've already made up your mind on that too. I'm not going to pretend this isn't happening. I'm not willing to do that with this situation. What I want is out there. I just got word it's there. It's judgment in my favor. I'm not going to pretend it's not happening. I've just got to make up my mind how it's going to play out. Aquarius is, in my mind, the leader of air. You know how to make things work. And when you want to set up a strategy, you got strategy here, but the question is, how bloody does it have to get? You do have some control about how bloody it gets. And I'm purposely using that word as what I'm getting. It can get quite brutal. I'm not saying you want it to, but if Aquarius decides that that's what needs to happen, there's definitely a good reason behind it. So you're well, you know what? Let's just clear it out. The brutal road is the more sufficient road. It'll be more secure afterwards. It'll make more sense in the long run. Brutal it is. if that's what you feel necessary. But if you're kind of like, listen, it might take 3 times as long, but we can do it a lot more peacefully. It's going to be it's going to be rough, but it could be worse. It'll take 3 times as long to play it out that way, but if you decide that's what's best, you will do what you decide is best. But either way, whatever way you choose, I feel like it's in your power to choose too. How brutal or how... It's going to be difficult, but if it's going to be brutal difficult or just like really strenuously long road difficult, you're deciding what way that's going to be. Strategy is coming in. Whenever it starts, you get to start. You can control your words. You can control your actions. You cannot control other people's words. You cannot control other people's actions. I'm getting hiccups on this. Yep, there we go. This is going to be rough. You're trying to strategize to deal with the devil. Okay. So for Aquarius, you see how the devil runs. The devil doesn't like to let go. The devil has their boundaries and their restrictions, and they usually impose those restrictions on other people. What's the other card there? Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. See, the thing is, the devil is an earth card, especially if you connect it to, sometimes it talks about Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth side. That's why I'm getting the earth card there, just to be fair. Because I know you're probably seeing a lot of fire, and you're like, what do you mean that's an earth card? That's why I'm seeing it as an earth card, because they see it as Capricorn. Capricorn's an earth sign, blah, 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 blah. But it's also a lot of, can be a lot of trauma there. The Knight of Pentacles backing it up is kind of like, once it starts, it will not stop until it gets what it wants, and it may never let go. It may never let go. So the strategy here, be careful here. Because whatever this is may not let go. Once it starts, it just may not let go. It doesn't care what you think or feel. You can say what you want, but it's kind of like, you can shout at somebody until you're blue in the face, but if they are not hearing you, if they shut off the microphone, if you're yelling at somebody through a microphone, but they shut off the speaker, they might see oh, look at you, you're having fun. You got a lot going on there. Look at all that. I don't know what you're saying. I don't care either. And they won't listen. They don't want to listen. They're not going to listen. So it's kind of like the thing with air. You're an air sign. You're the leader of air. But if you're not being heard, it makes it more I know you have different ways to communicate besides being heard. I know that. But if you're not being received the way you need to be received, somebody's just flat out shutting down, it makes it a lot more difficult. Keep that in mind with this person or whatever this is, because once it makes its decision, I feel like it's just shutting it down, and this is what's going to be happening, and they may not let go. So what is your end result that you want? This is definitely looking at the end result, moving backwards. What do you want from this? And how do you get there? Because I feel like Aquarius easily can play nice if you want to play nice. Very, very skilled with communication, extremely. And it's not just limited to verbal. Body language, demeanor, doing things and how people perceive what you've done, that ball of wax. Where do you want it to end up? Work it backwards. I feel like this is a normal Aquarius strategy. You can tell me if I'm wrong. Clearly, you want a good end result. You want to have healing in the off side. You want as much healing as you can get. On the off side, I don't know. You want to get as much healing out of this as possible for as many people as possible. Keep that in mind as you move forward. Whoever or whatever you're dealing with, not in the best mood. Not really wanting to work with you. There's only so much you can do with it, because I feel like they're going to shut you out, shut you down at some point. So be aware of it. And that energy, I'm feeling the devil energy in the sense of very vindictive, very just making it worse for the sake of making it worse. It's definitely an energy that will cut off its nose to spite its own face. That type of energy. Like, it gets very rabid like that. That's what I'm getting for this. So work backwards. Notice where you want to be. There's a lot of good coming out of this. You got a lot of good cards, like the Two of Cups coming out with action coming in with it. Angel of Love. There's a lot of positive things coming with this. But it's kind of like, see that problem for what it is. That problem is more of a problem than maybe it's been given credit for. It reminds me of... It's not something I normally think of, but like when people get together and they both have kids, and if the kids are difficult enough, they can break up a relationship. I mean, it's a harsh fact, but it's true. It's kind of reminding me of that. So I don't know what else to say with that. So what is your end goal? Move backwards. You do have support in the right places, but not everybody supports you. The ones that do are there to the end. I guess you could call them ride or die if you want. It seems fine, but it just like, it makes me a little uncomfortable. In the sense of, yeah, exactly. In the sense of what? Can we get more definition about the people who are supporting you? Ace of Pentacles and the Emperor, but reversed. When I get the Emperor reversed for this one, I feel like they're not going to lead the way. They're going to wait to see what you want, and they're going to stick within your boundaries. Emperor is not really a boundaries per other people usually, but when I'm getting Emperor reversed, that's like negating some certain qualities out. They're not going to be random. They're not going to take this on their own to change it as they see fit. They're just going to simply do what you ask, and that's all they're going to do. Especially when I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is overriding the whole situation. They'll do what you want, only what you want. They will not move this forward on their own. They will not lead the situation. They will uphold very strongly what they've decided they will back up. So they will fiercely do what they've agreed to do, but that is all they will do. There will be some type of fallout. Definitely, there's no getting around it. It's just at the end, getting the outcome, getting the justice that you want. That seems weird, because like justice should be justice, right? But no, there's a little bit of a political play to this. Will be fallout. Just realize it's going to happen, and you're going to have to like get ahead of it, way ahead of it, work from the end goal backwards. This is kind of like, I'm getting this whole kid, like, it's almost like maybe you have kids from a previous marriage. The person you're getting into this situation also has kids from a previous marriage, and it's like you have to play nice with each other's ex-spouses if you expect to have a happy life. If once it goes off the rails, it's just going to keep getting worse, and they don't care how bad it gets. So it's kind of like I have to bend over backwards to be nice to people that I really don't like, but the reason and how I want it to go, because once it goes off the rails, it's not ever going back on. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying it's weird, because I feel like some political play here. Like, I have to balance it, and I have to deal with this storm the best I can. I have to see it for what it is, not for what it should be, for what it is. I feel like that's what justice is saying too. It's like we have to see it for what it actually is, not for what it should be, but for what it actually is, and handle it best we can from there. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.